Coming up on Mountain News at 6, one Southeast Kentucky college and a hospital were put on lockdown today after threatening emails were sent to faculty members. How the community is reacting coming up.
A man fell 80 feet off a cliff this weekend and survived. How officials are using the incident to encourage others to stay safe.
Plus, it may be chilly tonight, but the spring feel isn't far away. I'm tracking spring storms as well coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A student at Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College in Middlesboro reportedly sent threatening messages to several staff members this morning, prompting the school to go into lockdown and a police response.
WYMT's Keaton Hall joins us live from Middlesboro with more. Keaton.
That's right, Olivia. Officials say several faculty members received threatening emails from a student. Following their crisis management plan, the school then went into lockdown. The Middlesboro Police Department responded to the situation and eventually gave the go-ahead for students to evacuate and go home, saying there was no longer a perceived threat. Sergeant Harvey Johnson with the Middlesboro Police Department says the school did exactly what they should have done in the situation, and he understands there's a heightened awareness to threats, especially after the mass shooting that happened yesterday at a school in Nashville.
Nowadays, any kind of threat that you get on a campus or at a school, you have to take those as real, and you have to investigate those and get to the bottom of them to see if it's a real threat or not.
We're told that Middlesboro ARH also went into lockdown this morning. There was not a direct threat made towards the hospital, but due to its close proximity to the school, they went into lockdown as a precaution. In Middlesboro, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, thank you, Keaton. Police say they have been in contact with the person who sent the threatening emails, but they are unsure if there will be any charges brought against them.
It is certainly a troubling time for many in education, realizing the danger that can impact any place. Danville Christian Academy realized the potential threat and hired former Sheriff Derek Robbins to be their school resource officer, or SRO. He's also a deputy sheriff under the current sheriff.
Spoke to the board and they came up with an agreement to employ a school resource officer at Danville Christian Academy, and I had retired, and he called me and asked me if I would be interested, and I jumped at the opportunity. I enjoy the school safety aspect of law enforcement.
Robbins said that Danville Christian Academy has a secure entry point that requires folks to press a button and be identified before they are allowed into the building. Robbins said he also hopes the visible presence of a police officer within the building will prevent the school from being seen as a target.
A bill making Kentucky a Second Amendment sanctuary will become law without the governor's signature. House Bill 153 would ban Kentucky police from enforcing any federal gun ban. Those against the bill criticized it for punishing officers sworn to support the Commonwealth and the country.
Kentucky is cracking down on recovery homes. A new law helps to weed out homes that are not legitimate in helping people in recovery. Kelsey Soto talked with people in the addiction recovery community about efforts to help people safely transition back into society.
Changes are coming to recovery centers across the Commonwealth. By July 1st of next year, housing facilities will need certification and be subject to more oversight and regulation, hoping to eliminate those with bad intentions.
So what we're trying to do are raise the standard, have some accountability, get these folks out of the field, and that way the people who are seeking help can find it.
John Wilson with ARC says for far too long, greed and a disregard for health, well-being, and safety has really made it more challenging for those actually trying to help those in recovery.
I think that these bad actors perpetuate some of the stigma that surrounds this field, which is unfortunate. I think, if you're looking for help for a loved one and you Google, this, there's really no way to differentiate for the layperson between a good actor and a bad actor.
House Bill 248, signed into law Friday, sets requirements ensuring residents are abstaining from alcohol and drugs, and facilities will now also be subject to inspection.
Importantly, it sets key standards for recovery housing to ensure that our most vulnerable population is protected.
An estimated 6 Kentuckians die each day from an overdose. It's a trend that will take statewide effort to turn around.
Because when we open up access to quality mental health and substance use disorder treatment, lives change, the stigma is reduced, and we begin to save our parents, our friends, and our family.
In Lexington, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
Well, again, tracking a few showers through the region this evening. You see not too many returns on pinpoint Doppler, but as we push into Rockcastle, Jackson, even Estill and Powell counties, we are going to watch for a couple of sprinkles as we head through tonight. Same thing as we now push out of places like Wise County and into our counties in southern West Virginia. It's not a big threat. It's this frontal boundary kind of pushing on through. Once it's through, we start to clear out, and we're in pretty good shape. But the clear sky's not here yet. We've seen some sunshine, but Buffalo Mountain seeing clouds right now, mid-50s. There's the view from Slade, where we're staying a little bit cooler thanks to the clouds in place there right now at 53. But heading out to Pikeville Medical Center, sunshine's out. Temperatures mid-50s. We'll continue to see those temperatures drop tonight. In your forecast first, down into the 30s tonight, looking pretty frosty as well. At 20% chances now. We're back to 0 as we head into the overnight. Guys, in a few minutes, I'll have the details on when we see perhaps stormy and breezy conditions. That's in a few.
Thank you, Evan. Both Powell County Search and Rescue and Wolfe County Search and Rescue responded to calls this weekend of people falling off of cliffs. Both of the men were rescued and are alive. But these situations are prompting the 2 search and rescue crews to remind everyone of the safety that comes with exploring new heights. WYMT's Alyssa Williams has the story.
These heroes are often overlooked, but should be at the top of the hero list. That is how one father is describing the Wolfe County Search and Rescue crew he says saved his son on Saturday after he reportedly fell 80 feet from a cliff in Wolfe County.
Obviously, given the height of the fall, he was very seriously injured. However, our team was on scene within about 15 minutes or so of receiving the call. We were able to use a rappel line to get responders rapidly to that patient to be able to stabilize him and start providing medical care.
Those with Wolfe County Search and Rescue were not the only crew to respond to a fall of this severity recently. Powell County Search and Rescue assisted in a similar rescue on Friday.
It actually ended up being closer to 90 feet that the guy at Hollerwood fell, and he was talking, able to help us, and he was conscious the entire time of our interaction with him.
Both of the men who fell are alive, but these search and rescue crews are making sure to remind everyone of the importance of cliffline safety.
If you're within 5 feet of that cliff edge, there is a possibility you could fall. So just make sure you have the proper shoes when you're going out and stay farther away. There's really no reason to be within 5 to 10 feet of an edge when you're out there.
Those with the rescue crews add that situational awareness is key when exploring new heights. Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Although neither of the search and rescue teams assisting these calls have released the identities of those who fell, Powell County Search and Rescue members say their rescue likely suffered a spinal injury and broken extremities. The family of the man who was rescued in Wolfe County says he is in stable condition following his fall.
As the weather warms up, cyclists are returning to the roads. In Pikeville, officials and cyclists both are reminding folks to stay safe while cycling and reminding drivers to be aware of cyclists and runners alike. Bike shop owners and experienced cyclists recommend flashing headlights and taillights, wearing bright colors, and always wearing a helmet. Pikeville City Commissioner and avid cyclist Allison Power says the best way to keep everyone safe is to keep everyone aware of pedestrians and cyclists.
I just ask that everybody would just be a great citizen and watch out for each other and protect each other, whether you're cycling or in a car or you're walking, just take care of your neighbor.
Powers, as well as Trailtown Bicycles owner Joe Van Hoos, added that they have both experienced dangerous encounters with drivers disregarding laws to keep cyclists safe. We'll have more about this tonight at 11. A heads up for drivers who use Highway 15 in Knott County. Officials with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 12 posted on Facebook that the bridge running over Carr Creek Lake is down to one lane until further notice. The Post says crews installed a temporary patch along one portion of the bridge and traffic lights will be placed until repairs can be completed. They did not give an estimate on how long those repairs will take.
Well, coming up, frosty tonight thanks to high pressure working into the region, but some storms are on the horizon and some gusty winds too. I'm tracking the latest after this. Plus,
the president for the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education was in Eastern Kentucky today with a plan to help more people continue learning after high school.
And we preview several excellent events coming up in Pikeville just in time